As daylight savings time once again wreaks havoc on our bodies, it's worth taking a moment to consider why we do this to ourselves and the history of it. And I'm not here actually to talk about daylight savings time. I actually want to talk about solar time, the difference between apparent solar time and mean solar time. And sort of my historical touch point for this will be the Roman Empire and how they conceived of time. Now, for the Romans, an hour was defined as 1/12 of either the day or the night, and the dividing line between the day or the night was sunrise and sunset. But what this means is, unless you're at the equinox, the hours of the day and the hours of the night are not the same length. And this changes throughout the year because that's the world as we experience it. This is pretty much the case for most of European history up until the widespread adoption of these things. And basically, we now live according to mean solar time, which basically averages everything out and creates a 24-hour sequence where all of the hours are the same length all the time. And what this means is the sun gets up and goes to bed at very different times, depending on where in the year that you are, and that creates problems. And now we need to, because we live our lives according to the clock instead of the world that we live in, we have to create something like daylight savings time, and then switching back and forth between those causes a lot of problems with our bodies and mental health. And there's a lot of problems with daylight savings time and switching back and forth between those because we're ruled by this and by machines. In so many ways, the machines that we have created to make our lives better actually rule our lives and make it not well in ways that we don't always fully understand. What's really interesting is very few people carry these anymore. We don't use them. We use these things, the phone that I'm filming this video on, and we could 100% account for the changes in the length of hours and actually go back to living the way the world tells us to, according to our circadian rhythm. You know, imagine how nice it would be if 6 o'clock every morning was when the sun came up and noon every day was when the sun was directly overhead or pointing north-south, and 6 o'clock in the evening was when the sun went down, and that was just consistent. You didn't constantly get up what feels like earlier or later throughout the years and then have this big jump when we switch back, when we spring forward and fall back. You would get up with the sun at the same point in the sky every single day and go to work. There's a lot of reasons why this wouldn't work. Employers wouldn't be very happy having variable numbers of hours throughout the year, even though it would all come out in the wash. And I think we just really are far too integrated into technology and machinery for it to actually work. But golly, wouldn't it be nice to live in the world as it exists instead of the world that machines have kind of created for us? Anyway, food for thought.